Port Adelaide front Norwood for the second week in succession. Umpire Trembar puts the ball down. Johnson up. Barm hooks it back in towards Ace. Forced out now from the half-back line by McNeil. Towards the half-forward line. Leslie gives chase and the ball goes out of play on the half-forward left flank. Conditions ideal. Crowd of close to 30,000 people would not get a better day for footy. Brilliant scene at the back here of Football Park. Throw in half-forward left flank. In go the bodies. Hall gets the tap away. McNeil smothered. Curtis in. Leslie likewise. Arms and legs everywhere and the umpire in for the bounce.
Umpires today are David Trembarth and Rick Kinnear. Umpire Trembarth umpiring his 36th game only. Kinnear with the vast experience of 260 games behind him. Russell Johnson won the toss. Port Adelaide going to the lake end of the ground in absolutely ideal conditions for this qualifying final. Barm against Russell Johnston. McIntosh and Anderson at the back. Aish back in the side. Got a hand on it. McIntosh. Richardson's a chance. On the left foot he goes towards half forward. Coming to meet it was Kelly. It's off hands. And it's gone out of bounds. And Norwood have got a little ground. They're at half forward left, about 60 metres from the goal.
Just over 1 minute into the game, and as David Darcy mentioned, outstanding conditions here and very little breeze. Although Russell Johnston won the toss, Michael Aish back after about 7 weeks out. And, the Norwood fans love that. He centred that ball. Ducker's there, and he's right in front, not far off the mark. Comes out to Taylor. Taylor's put it on the way, and he's put it straight through the centre. Norwood's first goal. I think Taylor got that one from Tanner. Norwood a goal. Port Adelaide yet to score.
Michael Aish coming back from injury, wearing a long sleeve Guernsey in temperatures in the low 20s. Obviously trying to get that shoulder well warm. But he put the ball out in front of Ducker, got his hands on it, couldn't quite complete it. Out came Tanner. Handball on to Taylor. Quick kick and the legs are away.
2 minutes into the first quarter, Norwood a goal, Port yet to score. Centre bounce, John Hall against Russell Johnston. Hall got it forward. Abernethy pushes it back into the middle. Tough in there. Anderson's out with it, but the umpire's whistle has sounded. It will be a ball up, just as Greg Anderson was herring off to goal. Almost in the centre of the ground. Abernethy thumps it to Rowan Smith. Porter forward. Phillips against Maynard. It's a floater at the back. Oh, good mark. Murdoch it is, playing in attack today, in defence rather, takes the mark for Norwood at half-back. Maynard's got Ace loose. Norwood can build. Ace will go over the top to Scanlon back in the side. He got unloaded, Ace, but he's okay. Play on as the call as Scanlon lost it. Freeze there now, however. Greg Phillips will get it. Holding the ball decision against Tanner. Phillips goes short. Rowan Smith is loose. He plays on quickly. Port towards centre half forward, or it's all Norwood back there and Murdoch in the way again. Out of defence he comes under pressure and his kick's wobbled off the side of his boot and gone out of bounds on the full. So the penalty free kick will be Port Adelaide's and Rowan Smith will take it.
He's on centre wing and this is his third kick. Good start to the game for Rowan Smith, playing on centre wing. Phil Harrison back after injury and suspension. He's at half forward. And there's another player who hasn't played for a while, is Rowan Hellier, but the free kick is going Port Adelaide's way. And that's Darryl Borlase. The lead is on. Out comes Hines. Couldn't get near that one. Warhurst is there, working pretty hard. Also Maynard. Maynard gave it out, but it came straight back to him. Through went McNeil without the ball. Borlase. Dowkin couldn't do much with it. Lucky not to lose it holding the ball. Plenty of players in there. A lot of strong, hard body work, as you would expect in a qualifying final. But there will in fact be a bounce down about 30 metres from the Port Adelaide goal.
Players going in hard, as you would expect. Little or no breeze. Not going to affect the game really. Smith to McNeil. Up towards centre wing. Johnson's up there. With him Taylor. Quickly coming out Abernethy. Now Greg Boyd on the left leg. Goes in towards the pocket. Out comes Smith. Metre short. Couldn't find it. Murdoch likewise. Player stack up. And once more the umpire comes in to bounce in the full forward left pocket for Port Adelaide. 4.5
minutes into the quarter. Norwood drew first blood with a goal by Michael Taylor. Certainly pretty strong stuff at the moment. Rowan Smith's got it. He hooks in towards goal. Warhurst getting back. In fact, he was held. Hines was the offender. Warhurst will get the free in the last line of defence. Scanlon on the run for him. Maynard makes a lead. He'll have to work hard to get there. Touch and go. He made it easily in the finish. Rodney Maynard at half back, chips in short to Payne. Payne wants to get it on to McNeil, succeeds. Curtis to tackle, but McNeil's got too much pace, left him behind in his wake. Off goes McNeil, kick number 3. In towards full forward, Delaney in front, Barham at the back. On the ground, Kelly gets a handball back, Taylor, the kick smothered. Barham charges after it again, slips it back to Richardson, under pressure, couldn't control it. In went Kelly strongly. Viarchi's in there for Port Adelaide, and umpire Kinnear's into bounce. But pretty tough, Peter.
Yeah, certainly is, David. And gee, that Michael Taylor is a dangerous man. He's always in that right place to be fed the handball. And we had another chance. Rowe got that one. And what a great kick at goal by Stephen Rowe. Put it through the centre. Big start by the Redlegs. They're 2 goals now. Port Adelaide yet to score.
Beautiful palm down then by Barham, and Rowe didn't take a lot of time to kick it. He was under pressure and the ball floated every which way, and finally the umpire standing under the post indicated it was the Leg's second goal, and they're off to a great start. They're 12 points, Port Adelaide kicking towards the golf course and yet to open their score.
Well, whatever breeze there is here this afternoon, and as I said before, it is absolutely perfect conditions. Would be favouring the end that Norwood are kicking, but they've started very well. 2 goals to nothing. Hall for Norwood, can't get it out. Umpire Kinnear will bounce it yet again. Great crowd in, about 30,000, and a beautiful day it is indeed. Ball and Johnston again. Bursting through was Curtis, but he got caught. Well, high tackle, says umpire Kinnear, and the free kick will be Stephen Curtis's. He's got it in the middle of the ground. He wants to get it off. In fact, he came back the other way, went short to Russell Johnson. He's looking to get on with it quickly, caught by McNeil. Now he's got a runner. Dalkin over the top to Phillips. Phillips caught, but gets a kick away. Darren Smith a chance, couldn't hold it. Or Warhurst ran straight into Geneva. He was caught, couldn't get it out, and umpire Kinnear in the finish has to bounce. And again, some very hard defensive and some strong work down there by the Norwood side.
Yeah, what about Geneva though? He certainly stopped Warhurst in his tracks. Little man against a big man. Big chance again for Port Adelaide as Geneva snaps, but he's offline, so the Magpies have finally got a score on the board in. A point to 2 points. I think they might be a little bit stunned at the moment, Port Adelaide, having played 7 minutes and no goals.
Yes, they're a little slow to start. They beat the Legs by 29 points last week. Conditions may suit Norwood a little more this week with the dry weather. Rowe, second kick off the half-back line. Oh, that's a shocker, out on the full. And the free kick, the penalty, will go to Rowan Smith on the outer side.
Really, Ian, it was their disposal last week that brought them undone, and that sort of footy a la Rowe there will not help their cause. That's a good mark from Darren Smith. Smith wants to get it in quickly. He's got Harrison in the pocket, but he's gone for Russell Johnson. Against him, McNeil. Johnson's too tall. Too tall, too experienced. His second mark. And now a great chance for the Magpies to kick their first. 15 metres out, directly in front. The skipper kicks to goal. Oh, the umpire's gone a long way. It's a point. Bad miss. Inexcusable miss, Peter, from Russell Johnson. They're 2 points, Port. Norwood at 2 goals.
Yes, and those sort of things can hurt your confidence too, David, early in the game. Port Adelaide would probably be wondering how this game is going to go, having only won 1 in 11 against Norwood. Your captain's in front, misses from 20 metres out, and that saps your confidence. So the ball goes straight back now to Lester Ross, who furthers it towards Ducker. Ducker's marked it, just the attack side of centre wing. Norwood's attacking movements have been far more positive. There's Rowe. Rowe's going to give it back to McIntosh, who drops it, but recovers. And he in turn concedes about 20 metres to Ducker again. Ducker puts it up high. Michael Aish out of the blocks. I don't think he'll mark that though. Off hands it's Payne. Payne shoots it out to Rowe. Rowe's quick kick sees Barham fall over. It runs through to Curtis. Curtis is going to come grandstand side. Gee, I tell you what, McNeil has got far too much pace for Dalkin. Russell Ebert will have to think about that. McNeil brings it back. He won't kick a goal with it, and he put it right into the pocket. Slapped away, through for a point by Abernethy. So Norwood looking dangerous. 2-1 to Port Adelaide, 2 points.
Yes, Peter, it's been a good start. Delaney in brilliant form. Goes to the outer side. Looking out there for Leslie. Spoiled by Tanner. Leslie to the line and out of play. 2-1 to 2 points. 10 minutes gone, first quarter. A non-knockout semi-final. The one tomorrow, Glenelg against Woodville is. They, of course, the winner will play the loser of this next week. Boyd, right on the line. hooks it back in play, not well directed, taken there by Michael Taylor. Just the check side, or the attack side of centre wing to put the legs into attack towards the half-forward line. Michael Ace comes steaming out, but he won't make the distance. And Johnson has been paid the mark at centre half-back.
Well, I think he had enough of it. There's no dispute about that, but there is some dispute between Greg Boyd and Mark Ducker at the moment. Johnson, who had that terrible miss a few moments ago, has almost made another mistake there. He got it to Hutton in the finish. Now the kick is towards centre wing. Great mark. Abernethy it is, star of last week, puts it in towards Smith. He's out in front of Rowan Hallier. The ball was good and out goes Hallier. A solid bump from Rowan Smith, but he's tough. Up he gets, although it did hurt. Look at that. Oh, Ruth, they hurt, Pete.
Oh, particularly after you've been out for a few weeks, they knocked the stuffing out of you. Craig Baum doing some handy ruck work there, and it goes out of bounds again. I think Port have got a few problems at this early stage. We noticed that Greg Anderson, there's a lot of discussion about him pre-match about not being fit. He hasn't been in the play at all as yet. Let's see if he can get into it as the game progresses. Very hard body work, and that's the player we were talking about. Anderson got the kick away. It's going to run into the pocket. Here goes Darren Smith. Can he get it over the top to Curtis? Quick boot to ball. Dragged it over his head, but didn't go very far. In fact, it went to McNeil. Was covering an enormous amount of territory. Fifth kick, McNeil. Dowkin is nowhere near him presently as Michael Taylor puts it forward to Ducker, who's also covering a lot of ground. And Boyd, he has to chase him. Abernethy's kick goes out on the full, and so that will in turn be taken by Stephen Rowe.
The legs by 11 points. Stephen Rowe, check side, centre wing. Send the legs into attack. A high kick to the half-forward line. Michael A sets himself. Over the top was Johnson in the middle of the pack there. Leslie not paid. Fiarchi in, can't get the ball out. Once again, players stack up, and the umpire will come in to bounce. Port Adelaide supporters a little disappointed that the mark wasn't paid to Leslie, who had a quick look at umpire Trembath. Bounce down on the half-forward left flank. Legs by 11 points. Hall in against Johnson. The bodies go in. Hall's tap. Look for Taylor. He didn't have the foot in. He's going to get a free kick half-forward line. Too far out to score. Now looking for the lead. Off goes Kelly now into the pocket. Taylor going right across ground. Tanner. Rowan Smith. Rowan Smith on the lefty. Loose ball. The battle of the speedsters. Rowan Smith showing some pace. Cutting him off there is Maynard. Ball to the line. Maynard gives it away there, it appeared, to Tanner. In comes Payne. Payne under pressure, and the umpire said the ball is out of play.
13 minutes into the first quarter. Norwood 2-1. Lead Port Adelaide 2 points. Norwood's goals have come from Michael Taylor and Stephen Rowe. Great day it is. A great crowd in. There's Tanner now as he puts it in towards centre half forward. Ace is a chance. Oh, out goes the Port defender. Richardson on the ground. Awkward one for him. He fumbled. Leslie covers up for Port Adelaide. He's being held. Flips it out to Johnson. He was caught. Finally, it's left to Abernethy to get a kick away. Stephen Rowe leads in the race for it. Under pressure there from Hutton. He got it back to Barn, who slipped at the critical moment. Holding the ball, the decision. Good strong work from Hutton. Oh, there's 15 metres for sure. As the handball back from Barn went about 15 metres over the head of Hutton. Hutton not quite realising that the 15-metre has been paid. Brings him to centre half forward. Awkward looking disposal. Big leap from Hines. Not successful. Play on is the call from umpire Kinnear. And now in the finish he had to come in and bounce, but it was a big leap from Hines. Just a little unlucky that he didn't take it. So a bounce about 30 metres out from the Port Adelaide goal. They need one. Almost 14 minutes into the quarter and they haven't kicked the major. Hallier goes to meet it. Got a very heavy knock earlier. Ross, who played very well last week, slips it to Murdoch. Oh, the Murdoch kick is not a good one. It went straight to Russell Johnston. Johnston bangs Port Adelaide back into the full forward area. This time Hines couldn't hold it. Murdoch again caught. Ball lays a tackle. Smith. Now Curtis walking goal if he can get it. No! Missed it. Ball hit the post. Curtis missed it with a flying shot off the ground. But Port Adelaide not having much success in attack. Register their third point.
I think they're a little bit rattled actually, David. 2-1 Norwood. Port Adelaide 3 points. 14 and a half minutes in, and even the experienced players are just making some mistakes out there for Port. They're just going to have to settle down a bit and play football as they know how to. McIntosh to Craig Baum, who belts the ball way up past centre wing. Leslie thumps it back. Anderson doesn't look too fit to me. Rowe. Taylor back to Rowe. Anderson ran him down. Phillips got it on the rebound. A short kick to Curtis was clever. Curtis has got a touch at the fumbles this quarter. And it's starting to hurt Port Adelaide too, because they really can't afford to give Norwood a start. Just past 15 minutes now, and there'll be a bounce down at centre-half forward. Greg Phillips in the fray, and Barm off hands towards Ginniver, but he missed it. Payne. Abernethy might get a free kick. In fact, he will. So this is perhaps Port Adelaide's best chance, although Abernethy may be a fraction too far out. One of the raging favourites for the Magarey medal, Bruce Abernethy. He'll be 50 metres from goal. This is his fourth kick. Lovely kick normally. Oh, that's no exception. Right into the square, and Hines went up, but the Abernethy kick was too good for them. His first goal, Port Adelaide 1-3, Norwood a 2-1 on Sevens' big lead.
No question, the tackle was clumsy on Abernethy, and he was only 45 metres out, but as Peter said, one of the best kicks in South Australia. Had a wonderful season since coming back from the VFL, and I would agree he's in the top 3 chances for the Magarey medal on September 21. 2-1 the legs, 1-3 Port Adelaide.
Well, it's taken Port Adelaide 16 minutes to get that goal. They trail now by just 4 points. Ball against Johnson in the middle, coming out with Ginniver. His kick went as far as Hallier. Hallier towards half forward. Richardson out in front. Delaney the spoil. Richardson had it and then lost it, but he'll get it again. Being shepherded by McNeil. He's got plenty of time and then kicked it straight out of bounds. Well, there was no pressure. There was no need for him to kick so hurriedly. Bad disposal again by Norwood. Cost them dearly last week. Delaney puts it towards half forward. Hallier should mark that. Maynard and Phillips were using the body, and Hallier was left unattended to mark it. Payne wanted it short, but he's going longer than that. Richardson will have to jump against Leslie, off hands and out of play. So 17 minutes into the quarter, qualifying final, Norwood lead by 4 points.
He doesn't win a lot of the ball in tight situations, Richardson. That's not really his strength. He really needs to have it fed to him. And when that happens, he's a very dangerous player. Ginniver, good handball out there to Hutton. Port Adelaide starting to run a little bit better now. Up to half forward. Good effort there by Borlase. Couldn't quite mark it. Curtis tries to run the ball through, but can't. Runs out of bounds, so we'll see a throw in the right forward pocket. 1-3 Port Adelaide, Norwood at 2-1. We're approaching the 18-minute mark now of this first quarter. The qualifying final for 1987. The winner of this game will meet North Adelaide next week in the second semi-final. Bit prophetic. Curtis caught Cole, and that's holding the ball.
Free kick going to Justin Scanlon. A very handy player for the legs to bring back in final series. Oh, gee, runs him into a bit of trouble. They have to get that away in a hurry. Hellier now gives a chance McNeil. Hines can't catch him. McNeil, a long kick up towards centre field. Up there's Johnson. Gee, just swallowing these marks. No one didn't fly against at all and taking them easily. Well, the handball away wasn't all that good. Ducker in there. Now McIntosh gives it away. Tanner, the legs into attack. Richardson wants it short. Oh, that player has got it. Thought it was going too far for a while. He's got it, half forward line. Maybe too far out to score. Barn led, didn't want him. He's going in short and finds Tanner on the half forward right flank. I think Tanner is still beyond his distance. He got a lead from Kelly, didn't want him. Off goes Ace now, but he's putting it up for the big grab. Going to get a leap out at his Barm in the middle of the pack. Thump clear. Boyd back in defence. Call. Oh, out wide here is Smith. He's got it on his lonesome, but they can get it to him. Harrison clear. Smith will get it next. Port Adelaide a chance to run now. Running him down is Maynard. Smith did it well. Through centre wing they go. Puts it out towards the pocket. Phillips hasn't got the pace. Ross back there first. And he's quite contented to see the ball go out of play in Port Adelaide's full forward right pocket.
So they had the loose man running for them. They covered up very well, Norwood. Look at that crowd. Fantastic. Great day for footy as well. 2-1 Norwood. Port 1-3. 19 and a half minutes into the first quarter. Port into attack at half forward right. Phillips against Hall. Goes back to McNeil's. Had a great first quarter. Anderson should take this alone and can go all the way from there. Greg Anderson, 40 metres and closing, and the shot is offline. Well, they haven't done very well in their shooting for goal. Anderson shouldn't have missed, neither should Russell Johnston earlier. They're 1-4, Norwood are 2-1.
I think Norwood are winning across centre. McNeil is destroying Dowden. McNeil has just covered so much territory. I don't think I've seen a wingman travel as far as he has. One quarter, he's had 7 kicks. Anderson up in the middle of that pack, couldn't mark the ball. Payne was run down by his own player. Out the back door, it ends up with Murdoch from Taylor. Murdoch goes short to Ducker and finds him on centre wing. Ducker is certainly covering a lot of territory as well. Away goes Payne. Murdoch, he went into a brick wall there in the form of Darren Smith. Back comes Boyd, and it's gone out of bounds again. Left half forward flank for Norwood. 20 and a half minutes first quarter. Port Adelaide 1-4, the Redlegs 2-1.
Johnson back in defence. Out comes Balm to contest the ruck with him. Tried to palm it, but Leslie came out with a foot. He couldn't get it clear. Rowe a chance onto the boot quickly. Tanner wants a set. Couldn't get it out. Raw left it behind. Also there, Hutton. Tanner again. And again. Now Rowan Smith. Oh, gave it straight to Ducker. Lucky one there. Maynard, Michael Aish. 40 metres out. Heads for goal, but that kick is offline. Maybe the period out of footy. Normally Michael Aish would swallow them. Norwood move on now to 2-2 to the Ports 1-4.
Some elementary mistakes in that passage of play. Darren Smith handball went straight to the opposition. Darren Smith will find Harrison centre wing. Back into the side. Harrison puts it towards Phillips. Maynard's at the back, will spoil. Phillips taps it on. Abernethy pushes it to Dalkin. It goes back to Phillips. A long handball will go to Abernethy. Around McNeil. Around Taylor. Abernethy 35 metres out on the left foot. Going to be close. Touching goes at the post. We can't get much closer than that. They're 1-5 Port. Order 2-2.
I know we say it week after week, but he's all class, Abernethy. He's one of the best players I've seen. Jennifer Johnston's on his own, but Jennifer didn't want him. He wants Dalkin and has found that player. Was really being led a merry dance there by Tim McNeil. Dalkin is known for his kicking. He puts it up. See Hines go up high over the pack again. He's done that 2 or 3 times this quarter. There he is again. Bruce Abernethy slams it onto the left boot, centres the ball brilliantly. Up goes Smith. Smith's taken the mark. Playing it half forward, but covering a lot of territory as well. Darren Smith right in the square. And should have no problems. That was his 3rd mark and easily his best so far in this game. 4th kick coming up. Port Adelaide have had 6 scoring shots, Norwood 4. Darren Smith, point blank range, puts it through. That's his first goal. Port Adelaide hit the front now. They're 2-5 to the Redlegs, 2-2 on Sevens big lead.
Abernethy doing the damage. 6 kicks and 3 handballs. On that occasion into the pocket. He wafted one back. Smith, in amidst a lot of players, Norwood perhaps should have done better trying to fist the ball away, but Smith very courageously took the mark, putted his first, the Magpies second, and they lead by 3 points, 23 minutes into the qualifying final.
Centre bounce now. Umpire Kinnear to get the game going again. 3 points is the lead. All against Johnson. All got the tap forward, it came back to him. The kick went as far as Boyd. Port go back into a tackle. Darren Smith will mark that. No. Curtis a chance. Now Maynard. The handball is effective to Taylor. Taylor to Rowe. He should go over the top to Tanner and/or Taylor. He wanted Taylor. Taylor now towards half forward. Ace is at the back. Oh, good mark. Well judged. Got the jump on Hutton. He's given it back to Payne. I'm not sure that was all that good. Now Rowe. The searching handball is for Richardson. He needs a set and he can get it. Oh, the kick from Richardson's a horrible. A point only. Norwood 2-3, Port 2-5.
Yes, and that move that I mentioned a little bit earlier in the quarter has been made by Russell Even. He's taken Dalkin off McNeil. And he's put Dalkin on half forward and he's put Harrison on centre wing. Delaney shoots it wide. Big John Hall over the top of Abernethy. Spoiled him pretty well. Hutton really had nowhere to go there, so he dribbled the ball out to Anderson. That's holding the ball. That'll have to come back. So Michael Aish will take the free kick across it right half forward. And for a player who has been out of the game for so long, he looks pretty sharp. 2 points in this game. Port Adelaide leading. Michael Aish's fourth kick. Good effort there. Good body work by Kelly. Shoots the handball back into a nest of players. Ducker's caught with it and thrown away. McIntosh as well. Had to handball it clear. Plenty of players in there, and finally it comes out. Johnson, Anderson. Oh, great smother. Fantastic smother there, Michael Taylor. Hutton tries to run away with the ball, but in fact ran out of bounds. So Port Adelaide 2-5, Norwood a 2-3. We're into time on first quarter.
Been a tough first quarter. Port by 2 points. Maybe they should have been further in front. Johnson against Hall. Hall's tap away to Aish. Onto the boot quickly. Awkward kick into the pocket. Letting it go through and out of play is Delaney. Full forward right pocket throw in about 30 metres around. Into time on in the first quarter. Delaney just going back to full back. Gee, since the 7th round when he came there, he's done a fine job for them, certainly filling that spot adequately. Ducker, oh, brilliantly done. McIntosh hooks it back in, 1-on-2. Kelly's in the middle, can't quite get it. Out comes Delaney, got time to have a look. Gets the lead from Dowkin. Beautifully put Delaney. No, Harrison it is who gets it half back flank.
Harrison switched on to McNeil. Gets it over the top to the running Abernethy. Port a chance to build. Abernethy's 7th kick is to half forward. Ross used his body well, got rid of Ginnivan. Took a fine mark. Barn will get it next. Barn kick is to half forward. It's well put. Ducker can go on. Didn't want to. He's got Payne short. Kelly on the lead. And he kicks straight into Boyd, who knocks it out of play. Well, they should have done better than that. Ducker, in the first instance, could have played on. Perhaps he wasn't aware that there was space for him to run into. He went back and then kicked it straight into the man on the mark. 2-3, plays 2-5, Port in front. We're into time on in this first quarter. Curtis with courage. Harrison a fumble. Out of play again.
Well, the game has been a tough, hard one in this first quarter, as you would expect. The first quarter of football in the 1987 final series. Hall and Johnson in ruck. Johnson's got front spot, drags it back, but Neil cuts it off, slams it back towards centre half forward. In comes Rowe. Couldn't take the mark on the chest. Kelly back to Rowe. Rowe's back turn was brilliant. Now Payne, they concede to Ducker. Ducker's got no one to give it to. So he kicks it straight down there, and Delaney intercepts and just takes the mark. Aish made him work for it, but Roger Delaney took it. And now passes off to Rowan Smith. Return to Hutton. Looseness at the moment. Curtis gone. Richardson was the interceder. It's gone out now. We're nearly 28 minutes into this first quarter. Port 2-5, Norwood 2-3.
Interested onlookers. Would be barracking for the Magpies, I would think. Phillips did it cleverly. Out to Curtis. Tanner well done. The ball out of play once more. Centre wing throw in. It's hard to make distance. 2-5 to 2-3. Not one of Curtis's best quarters of football you've ever seen. Normally a pretty sure ball handler. Abernethy, he's had a brilliant quarter. Hooks to the half-forward line. The bounce will determine here. Trying to keep it in play was Borlase, but it beats him out of bounds. Half-forward left flank. And in the qualifying final, the siren sounds to end the first quarter. Port Adelaide 2-5 lead the legs 2-3.
Second quarter, qualifying final. Port Adelaide leading by 2 points. Centre bounce, Johnston against Hall. Payne ferreting at the bottom. Couldn't get a kick away. McIntosh had a hand on it. Rowan Smith tried to get out with it. Umpire Trembath will bounce. Umpires today are David Trembath and Rick Kinnear. One a very experienced man, and that's Rick Kinnear, of course, 260 games. David Trembath umpiring his 36th league game. Norwood go forward, but Phelps in the way. Significantly in the first quarter, Norwood had 40 handballs to Port Adelaide's 18. Trailing by 2 points. Well done, Darren Smith. Disposal not good, however. Into the pocket it goes. Borlase racing to it. With him was Warhurst. Now Maynard and out of play. So throw in left forward pocket. Port Adelaide slightly into attack, or not slightly into attack. They're deep into attack, in fact, Peter.
Yes, they are, David, and they may be going with a slight breeze in this quarter. Hall used the body well there against Phillips, but umpire Kinnear is going to come in and bounce it between the left half-forward flank and the left forward pocket area for Port Adelaide. McIntosh playing in the middle at the moment. Scanlon again, he has to take it over the line, so we're going to see another throw in, far from the bounce. Norwood at 2-3, Port Adelaide at 2-5. It was a very tight first quarter of football. Up goes Darren Smith, he put his hand on it, shoved it into the pocket. Ginniver, he ran out but kept the ball in, he gets caught, back to Darren Smith, hooks over the shoulder, won't get a score with that. Plenty of players back there. Warhurst couldn't mark it, good body work down there. Dowkin kicked off the ground, they didn't go 10 metres, so Murdoch had to play it on. Goes straight back to Harrison. Harrison turns in a big circle there, centres the ball. Phillips, Smith, no mark taken. Curtis, can he do something right? He had a horror first quarter. Handballed it along the ground. Payne comes away with it to Aish. He gets caught. In turn to Ross, and now to McNeil, and Norwood are going to get out of trouble.
Off the half-back line comes the speedster, drives long, looking up there for Kelly. Over the top, fine mark, Martin Leslie. Leslie, who has like a half a short sleeve jumper on, has a big bandage on his arm. Ball from Johnson goes across. Rowan Smith plays on, half-forward line. Here's a chance. Ginniver puts out the pass. Curtis can't quite. Butters up again. Needs support. Gets it out. Smith goes down, back in for the footy, and the umpire will come in and bounce on the half-forward line of Port Adelaide. They lead by 2 points, kicking with the breeze, which is maybe just sprung up a little bit, but not a great deal at all. The bounce is down, Hall taps cleverly. Maynard on the left leg, chooses the handball to Michael Aish. Aish short, to the outer side, can't find Taylor, Boyd over the top, and thumps the ball out of play.
So Michael Taylor's been shifted out of the middle at the moment, and Gary McIntosh is in the centre. 2-5 plays 2-3. Very good crowd in. On the throw-in, Payne. Busy player, gets it forward. Martin Leslie, robbed of it by Richardson. Boyd supports, gets it back to Leslie. He was dispossessed, but it went back to Boyd. Boyd finally gets a kick away. Almost a great mark. In fact, he's been paid. Dalkin it is. Magnificent touch. Dalkin goes to the lead of Hines, but Warhurst, superb one-hander, stands in the way again. Tom Warhurst has McIntosh short on the outer side, but finds Aish in the middle of the ground. Well, didn't find him in the finish. The ball drifted away from him. Abernethy, a star, turns back to Johnston. That's his 9th kick already, Abernethy. He'll find Johnson in the middle of the ground. Off he goes to Leslie. Leslie kick is a shock. It's gone straight up in the air. John Hall pushed out of it. No free paid. Ross goes back to get it. But no one to give it to. He wanted to handball it. Now he goes short. It's too long for Harrison. At the back, Payne. Payne will be shepherded and get clear. He goes short to McIntosh at centre half back.
McIntosh plays it on, and it goes to Rowe. Rowe shoots it up to centre half forward for Norwood. Punching away was Phelps. Fiarchi, Russell Johnston. He appeared to drop that ball, but umpire Trembath said that he was happy enough about the whole situation. He's going to bounce it. Yeah, Stephen Curtis is just having one of those days where he just can't get into the game at all, and when he does, he just appears to be fumbling. Through goes Phelps again, and with the right foot it puts it to the outer side of the ground, and that's going to run out of bounds. And Ian, actually Graham Campbell, who's just alongside of us at the moment, made it, I think, an interesting observation. Perhaps Fiarchi onto the ball and Curtis back to the back pocket. That might be a possibility.
Well, you've got to try anything if it's going to win a game of footy. But Curtis hasn't handled the ball well, as we've remarked in the first quarter. McNeil gets it back to Michael Aish. Kicks longer. This is where the legs are falling down through the half-forward line. Kelly tried, but once again the ball thumped clear, and it's out of bounds on the half-forward left flank with Norwood in attack. They're down by 2 points. Haven't scored a goal since the six-minute mark of the first quarter. Yes, I can't tell who he supports. You'll have to work it out for yourself. Leslie didn't have the footy. The tackle was put on too long by McIntosh, and Leslie rightfully gets a free kick.
Leslie put Port Adelaide into attack. He's looking for Darren Smith. Phillips in the middle of that pack. Off hands, the ball has been thumped out of bounds. So about 6 minutes into the quarter. No addition to the quarter-time score. Still the difference is 2 points, Port Adelaide leading. There's a Port supporter, no doubt about that. Hall against Phillips at the throw-in. Anderson's had a quiet time. Smith gets a fist on that. Maynard goes back to get it, close to the line. Pressures from Harrison, but he got it back well to McNeil. McNeil now puts it into the centre of the ground. He'll find McIntosh. Fumble, a mark, yes, and did it beautifully. Got clear. He's had one bounce. McIntosh's third kick will find Ace. Beautifully put. Oh, that's superb football from Norwood. McIntosh being the architect. Michael Ace has his second mark. So his 8th kick. He could very well goal from here. Point in the first quarter. 40 metres out, 45-degree angle, and that is a goal. Beautiful kick from Michael Ace. His first. Norwood go back in front. 3-3 to Port. 2-5 on 7's big lead.
And it was very well played too. And McIntosh is in good form. The way he managed to control that ball and take it through the Port Adelaide player. And the kick to Aish was just spot on. It was outstanding, in fact. Aish missed an easy one in the first quarter. He didn't miss that one. Went straight through the centre. 7 minutes, second quarter. Port Adelaide 2-5. The Red Leagues 3-3.
Full quarter of football between drinks for the Legs. 6 minutes in the first quarter. They kicked their first. Or their second, and that's their first one since that time. Well played, Harrison. Sets it up beautifully. Quickly come Dalkin on the left leg, puts it in long. Gee, that's not a bad kick. It could be a goal, or worse, one on the line. And the Legs concede a point, but what a brilliant kick from Dalkin. Port go on to 2-6, the Legs 3-3.
7.5 minutes into the quarter as Warhurst has the lead from Tanner. Tanner gets a shove in the back. Rowan Smith the offender. So Tanner at half-back. John Hall lumbering across to centre wing. With him is Russell Johnston. Ducker makes a half-hearted lead. It's going to be the big boys to fly. Hall in front, takes a good mark. Johnston tried to spoil but couldn't. Hall gets it back to Michael Taylor. Taylor's kick looks for Aish. Over his head. Hutton tried to keep it in play, couldn't. Throw in right half forward flank. Norwood leading by 3 points. We're past 8 minutes of the second quarter.
Port Adelaide have had 8 scoring shots. Norwood 6 to this point. Right half forward flank for Norwood. Curtis into the act. A handball back to Anderson. A quick kick away. Taylor a chance, but it went through him. Now Martin Leslie. It was a good pick up and a good tackle by Taylor on him. Smith gave it back to Leslie. Leslie got rid of it. That was a brilliant handball out. The running Smith. Rowan Smith picked it up. Hines came out. He went for another one of those sensational leaps, but he's more acrobatic than effective in this particular game. Away goes Murdoch. Murdoch's kick is just going to land inside the line and roll over. No, it didn't. So Rowan Smith saved it and pushed it back into the pocket. Hines there again. It was Warhurst who punched it away. Ginnivan to Borlase. Borlase onto the left boot, but he also has missed. So Port Adelaide advances now to 2-7 to Norwood 3-3.
Low scoring game. McNeil clear. Hellier gives the lead. McNeil's going to use his pace. Kick number 11. Gee, what a start. Too far for Ducker. Michael Aish. Abernethy against him. Did it well. Off the side of his boot. Johnson's going to have to work hard. Anderson likewise. And did it brilliantly. Anderson from check side of the centre line. Brushes the tackle. Kick number 5 goes high. Half forward line. Murdoch back there. Tanner now in support. He'll have to use his pace. Goes out wide. Maynard against Phillips. Not a lot of pace out there between the two of them. Phillips first, and quite happy to see the ball out of play on their half-forward right flank. Port is 2-7, the Legs 3-3. 9
scoring shots to 6, Ian, and tells a bit of the story. They've had a fair bit of the play, Port, but they haven't finished their work off as they would have wanted. Hall, beautiful tap to Scanlon. Now they're running. Norwood, Rowe. Through centre wing he goes. Wants to get it over the top. Didn't succeed. Finally has to kick towards Aish at centre half forward. Good mark. Yes, it's going to be paid. Pushing the back, in fact, was paid. Aish will get the ball no matter what. He's at centre half forward. Too far out to score. 9th kick for Aish. Puts it to Kelly's a chance here. Oh, good spoil, however, by Phelps. Russell Johnson. Read it like a rover. Got it effectively to Anderson. Anderson's short kick is a good one. Hutton all unloaded. Oh, Scanlon hit him very hard. Hutton on the ground. Roggley got to his feet. He's up. No, he's in trouble. Meanwhile, that's a great mark to Michael Ace. Again, at centre half forward for Norwood. Well, Hutton's up and walking, but I can tell he's not too good. Ace kicks it out wide. Hallier's got the space. He's got it. Off it goes. McIntosh can goal from there. 35 metres out. Oh, he's offline. Point to McIntosh. Norwood 3-4. Port 2-7.
Well, neither side can really set up a trend and get a break. Very tight game here at Football Park. 3-4 Norwood. Port Adelaide 2-7. Delaney to the outer side of the ground looking for Anderson and finds that player. Greg Anderson coming into the game now very strongly. This will be his 7th kick. Gary medalist, 1986. A thump over the top, sees Dalton in front. Gets rid of it. Not very effectively. It was McNeil there who was caught. The umpire's going to bounce it. Just the attack side of centre wing, Port Adelaide. Umpire Trembath, David Trembath, being accompanied today by Rick Kinnear. Been playing 12 minutes now, second quarter. Barm in ruck for Norwood. It comes back to that player. Slams one forward. Goes through Leslie. Michael Ace will get another free kick.
Hutton over the top of that player. Ace comes in board looking for Michael Taylor. Smith getting back on. Oh, great mark, Taylor. The umpire's paid it. Port supporters don't like it, but Kingo Taylor's got it 40 metres out in front, and Anderson will stand the mark. Taylor not confident, going in short. Good pass. And Rowan Hellier, who sprung up off the half-back line to take the mark, he's only 30-35 metres out from goal. Rowan Hellier been missing from the Norwood League side for many weeks. Frustrating run of injuries. Good player when fit and in form. Kick number 3, and that's one of his better kicks, all starting to float away. The umpire moved, but it said it's a major, his first. The leg's 4-4 to 2-7 on 7's big lead.
Yes, well, Norwood have got 2 in this quarter now, and looking dangerous. Hallier got into the space there. He did it about 3 minutes ago. Handballed it to McIntosh, who missed, so this time he decided to have the shot himself. It was more rewarding than McIntosh was. Hallier's first goal, Norwood 4-4, Port 2-7.
9 points in it. We're past 13 minutes into the second quarter. Adelaide not achieving a great deal in this game. They're really struggling. So they can certainly improve. Ginniver to Anderson. Hellier stands ground and takes a good mark. Abernethy has a bit of a chat to the umpire about that one. Hellier puts it out wide to Payne. Richardson's made a space, which is something that he's pretty good at. Hutton onto the left boot, slams it back towards centre wing. Harrison it is, against Payne. Pretty competitive work out there, but Payne works hard. Harrison's finally going to get a free kick. The umpire said it was for a legging. Harrison brings it in towards centre half forward. The man in front is Maynard. He marks very well against strong opposition there from Phillips.
Maynard at centre half back. This is Brenton type. Rodney's out injured. McIntosh sets it up for Payne. Round Ginniver. Hooks long, not a good kick. Leslie dropped it. Richardson shepherds well. Rowe in trouble. Intercepted Fiarchi. Half-back line. Darren Smith dropped the footy, but got it over now to Abernethy. The running player is Ginniver. Port Adelaide now go forward up towards the half-forward line, setting himself. Boys! Good mark. 35 metres out, and Port Adelaide need a goal, and they need it right now. The 9 points down, 15 minutes gone, second quarter. And Darryl Borlase, who several weeks ago booted 10, would like to start towards that number right now. Fourth kick for the afternoon towards the lake end. Nice looking kick, but he's well offline and nudges Port Adelaide's 8th point. They're at 2-8, the legs are 4-4.
Well, this could cost them dearly. Just 2 goals from 10 scoring shots. They trail by 8 points. Allhurst has McNeil. He's got to sit on Darren Smith, but he can't get in front of him. Red off hands Ginniver. Look, short pass. Hines on the lead. Wants help. Back it goes to Ginniver. Ginniver a handball. Shot in for goal by Borlase. Won't get the distance. Oh, here's a Port mark. Dalton out in front. The North defence was caught at the back. Dalton came forward, took the mark. and he's got it about 15-20 metres out from goal. There's a Port Adelaide player in trouble. Delkin's not too good himself, but there's a player out of shot at the moment. There he is. It is Stephen Curtis is in trouble. He hasn't had a big day, Curtis, today. That's just the icing on the cake for him. Delkin now to shoot for goal. Port need one. Trailing by 8 points. 16-minute mark of the second quarter. His fifth kick. Delkin has got it. Goal number 1. Port back now within 2 points.
Well, it'd be an understatement to say they didn't need that. They had to work hard for it, though. When Ginniver got the ball and went short, what happened after that was a lot of hard work. Hines came out and got his first touch, or first productive touch. And when the ball was hooked back, it was Dowkin against 2 Norwood players, got in front, took the mark and kicked the goal. So Port Adelaide now within 2 points of Norwood.
Curtis back on his feet in the forward pocket, not looking all that flash. As Peter said, Port by 2 points. Ginniver buries it, can't find it. Oh, brilliant. Smother there, McIntosh over Johnson. Macca goes in hard, still working for the footy. Oh, how courageous is this? Gives it away to Tanner. He's on his left leg. He's going to give Richardson the run. Leslie there. Out comes Delaney. 2-on-1. Richardson's going to have to work hard. In he went. Out he went in just as much as a hurry. And he's been taken care of on the half-forward left flank. Comes up smiling, so it didn't hurt him. 4-4 to 3-8.
Brendan Claby preparing to come on. Kelly coming off by the looks of it. He's maybe limping a bit, favouring the left leg. So he'll be off and Claby will be on. The action's on the outer side at the moment where Stephen Rowe is. He can't control it. The ball has tumbled out of bounds again. So that switch is made. Claby on the ground. He'll go into attack. Kelly's off. And he's gone straight down into the change rooms to get medical attention. Throw in the left forward pocket. Ball at the back. Trying to get clear was Fiacci. Anderson's got it now. Gets it beautifully over the top to Smith. Smith on to Ginniver. He should go over the top. No, he's not going to. He's going to bounce his way clear from centre wing. He's put it in towards the pocket. Getting back Barn. Here's an opportunity. Abernethy with pace. Into the goals he goes. Abernethy with a kick. Number 11 fires. Great goal. Bruce Abernethy. He's second. Port Adelaide go back in front. 4-8 to Norwood's 4-4 on 7's big lead.
Oh, that was very well set up too. Right from the back pocket area where Anderson got his hand on the ball. His handball to Darren Smith, set it up. Smith in turn moved it on to Ginniver. And how Bruce Abernethy got down there with sheer pace. And when it came off hands, Bruce Abernethy running through half forward. He looked like poetry in motion. He really did. He was certainly one of the best players in the state. And Port Adelaide now eke out a 4-point lead.
Baby's gone right to full forward. Kelly, as David told you, into the room. Port Adelaide now playing with confidence. Ginniver around the corner. Oh, Scanlon dropped it. Maynard gets it out. Ross, in turn, McIntosh is going to get collared. The handball is away. Centre wing. It's Tanner with a chance. Oh, the kick's a shocker. Smith's going to have to work hard. Rowan and Darren both there. Greg Boyd quickly in pain. Oh, they put the saddle on him. The umpire's not interested. And he's going to ball it up at centre wing. May have been a little unlucky. David Payne put everything on him. The umpire not interested. 4-8 to 4-4 at centre wing. Barham against Russell Johnson. The bounce down. Both lost their footing. Taylor comes out with a footy. Left foots it up towards the half-forward line. And there it goes out of play once more.
Port by 4 points at the 19.5-minute mark of the second quarter. They led by 2 at quarter time. 2 points, that is. So they've eked out that lead by another 2 points. Tight game of footy. Not pretty at times, but it's very hard, rugged stuff. No place for the faint of heart. Throw in again. Forward slightly into attack. Johnston and Barn. Hall goes kick behind the play. Barn got a hand on it. Trying to push it forward was Leslie. Richardson got caught. Leslie goes in after it again. Ginniver's there and umpire Trembath's got to bounce it.
Can't get clear today, Richardson. He really needs to get into that open space and be fed the ball, but Norwood just haven't been able to pick him out. Barham and also Russell Johnson. Barham drags it over the top. Yes, holding the ball. The crowd called it. And they were right. It was against Tanner. The tackler was Greg Anderson. Playing well. 9th kick. Over the centre he goes. Maynard behind Phillips. Phillips made a path for it. It went out the back door to Abernethy. Abernethy shoots for goal. He's gone right into the square. He's put it through. Great goal, Abernethy. His third. He is the difference between these two sides at the moment. Port Adelaide 5-8. Norwood a 4-4 on Seven's big lead.
Well, Norwood are going to have to do something about Abernethy. As Peter said, he is the difference between the two sides, but he's getting cleared too easily. When he's going for goal, there's no pressure put on him at all. He got the ball brilliantly out in front of him, and it was left to the plodding ruckman to try to cut him off at the pass, and of course he was well clear. Fine shot for goal, his third, and Port Adelaide now 10 points in advance.
21 and a half minutes into the quarter. Johnston against Hall. Hall went very early. Johnston will get it now. A lovely tap to Geneva, who gets unloaded as he gets a kick forward. An awkward one for Dalkin, but he takes it well. Chips in short. Borlase will get it. Port looking good late in this second quarter. They've established a 10-point lead. Borlase from 40 metres out at a fairly tight angle can put them 16 points up if he can kick it. Sixth kick coming up for Darryl Borlase. Hasn't kicked a goal. 3 points, in fact, as he's totaled to this. It's touch and go. Goal it is! Borlase gets his first. Port 16 points in front. 6-8. Norwood 4-4 on Seven's big lead.
And once again, since Dalkin has been moved from centre wing to half forward, he has shown what a very skillful player he is. Rarely makes an error with hand or foot. Put it onto the left boot then and picked out Darryl Borlase, and that really was an outstanding goal to young Borlase. So Port Adelaide move away now, 6-8 to Norwood 4-4.
The Maggie starts to ruffle its wings there on the fence as the ball is put down again. Johnson back towards McIntosh. He's got Rowan Smith to beat all the handballs astray. Hellier's going to have to work hard for this as he gets through the pack. Back to McIntosh, lost it. Rowe likewise. Fiarchi in there, can't. Quickly Geneva can. Loose ball, all the legs back there. Payne should get to the first. Whoop, close to the line. Just kept it in play. Off the half-back line. Kicks long up towards centre field. Taylor's there. Great mark over the top, Fiarchi. Centre wing to send the Magpies into attack. Where's Abernethy, they cry. The long kick is going up to Borlase. Big leap, not successful. Phillips down, wants to sit, can't find it. In goes Hellier. Phillips wants holding the ball. Umpire Kinnear wants to bounce.
6-8 Port Adelaide, 4-4 Norwood. We've gone past 23 minutes of this second quarter. Bounce at left half forward. Port doing all the tacking late in this term. They've established a 16-point lead. It's a very handy one for them, thanks to the brilliance of Bruce Abernethy. Dalkin put that out of play, had no alternative. So it will be a Norwood free kick. Tom Warhurst will take it deep in defence. Hall will be his target. It's a wobbly floating punt. Rodney Maynard almost. In fact, he's going to get a free for hanging on. He's almost been paid the mark. He's at half back. His opponent today is Greg Phillips, and he's done a pretty tidy job on him. Kick to centre wing. Ace went very early. Hutton laid it down. Scanlon caught. Lost it to Boyd. Boyd kick went straight up in the air. Russell Johnson with courage. And how often do you see him take those marks? Backing into packs. Showing an enormous amount of courage. That's his 8th mark for the day. A lovely kick from Johnston into the pocket, but it's all Norwood back there, and Hellier takes a fine relieving mark for them.
Played very well too, David. And although that wasn't too good, gave it out to Murdoch, who got a quick kick away. Harrison and McNeil. I think I'd back McNeil for pace. Harrison's quick, but McNeil is lightning fast. 12th kick, McNeil landed in the open space. Now let's see what Richards can do. He gave it off very quickly to Ross. Now Ducker. Down went Ross. The umpire has not seen anything wrong with it. Rowe, Taylor, McNeil, from one end of the ground to the other, but very close to the line. Oh, he threw that one out to Aish. Aish is going to centre it. Geneva comes across to intercept, which he does very well. Payne's right on him. He misses though with the handball to Delaney. Aish uses the body well, right on the line, very close to the line. In fact, I think the umpire might bounce it. Bounce it in the left forward pocket. We're into time on now, second quarter. Port Adelaide have got a good lead, 16 points. Norwood attacking. Balm off hands. Aish, I think he ran out of bounds, so we'll see a throw in the left forward pocket for Norwood.
26 minutes almost gone. Obviously a Port Adelaide supporter curled the most up. Now the legs need a goal badly. Throw in full forward left pocket into time on. Barm against Johnson. Superb performance by the Port Adelaide skipper. Looking for the footy. Ginniver did it well. Bursts through the pack, drives back centre field. Smith comes across. Rowan Hellier there with him. Smith elects to play on. Runs himself into trouble but gives a chance Curtis. This will test whether he's fit or not. Curtis, half forward right flank. The kick is going higher than longer. In fact, he kicks it out on the full. And the penalty free kick will go to Roger Murdoch, or will it be Lester Ross who takes it in the back pocket. Ross goes in short, or set up Hall somewhat. Across came Anderson, wins the footy, gives it away now. Chance Ginniver. Ginniver puts out the pass, beautifully done. And in the right forward pocket is Borlase with the football. Looks for the lead now of Hines. He's going to give him a chance, puts it up. Hines against Warhurst. Warhurst goes for the safety and concedes the point.
Yes, another Port Adelaide player who's really given them plenty this quarter, Ian, has been Ginniver. Well, in fact, he's played well for all of the games so far, but he and Abernethy have been the running players. Ginniver has had 12 kicks so far. Greg Phillips just gave away the free kick against Hellier. Rowan Hellier kicked a goal earlier this quarter when he ran down from half-back to half-forward. He's going to centre that to Hall. Hall will give it back to Maynard. Maynard in turn looks for Michael Aish. Hutton's going to spoil against Aish. Ducker right on the boundary line, back to McIntosh. Macca will probably centre it. Clavy's on a long lead, but he goes short with a handball. Tanner, here's the run. Maynard through half forward. Barm didn't know that was coming initially, but he kicks so well, Barm. Puts it onto the left boot. Aish! Aish cut across the front of the pack, then went for the dive, and the umpire's going to give him a free kick. Dear, oh dear. I agree with you, Bruce. You're dead right. Five free kicks, Michael Aish. Playing extremely well, mind you. This is his 13th kick. The man that's been out of the game for so long, he's come up trumps. He's going to centre it, or try to. He's found Claby. So Claby's not as close, but he has an easier angle. Have a look at Claby's angle in a minute and show you just how easy or hard it is. Siren is gone. Vital shot at goal, obviously. Claby's first kick. He replaced Craig Kelly about 5 minutes ago. Claby lines it up. There it is. No mistake. You saw it as we saw it. Dead centre. First goal to Claby. So at the break, the long break, half-time, Port Adelaide 6-9, lead the Redlegs 5-4 on 7's big lead. Qualifying final, Port Adelaide against Norwood. Start of the third quarter. It's Port Adelaide by 11 points. Norwood got one right on the bell. It's Richardson for Norwood, who gets one away early in this quarter. And away goes Payne deep into the pocket. That ball bounced straight over his head. It missed Fiachi as well. Claby, who kicked the goal late in the second quarter, went past it. Payne picked it up and gave it to Ducker. So a good start to this quarter by Norwood. Ducker has certainly covered a lot of ground in this game. He spent a while at centre-half forward, also in the pocket. He's a fine athlete. Seventh kick to Mark Ducker. Hasn't scored yet, but he's about to. Will either be a point or a goal, I'm sure. It's the latter. Fine goal, first goal to Ducker, and a great start to this quarter. Norwood a 6-4, Port Adelaide 6-9 on 7's big lead.
To say they needed it is an understatement. Their forward line hasn't functioned well. Kelly's sitting in the bunker. Obviously he's injured. I think it may be an ankle. He went straight into the change rooms when he was dragged off in the second quarter. But Norwood are going to do better up front if they want to beat Port Adelaide this afternoon. They're down by 5 points.
Centre bounce, John Hall against Russell Johnson. Well, that's not a good one. It favoured Hall. Phillips has a chance in there. Caught now, but he gets it to Harrison. Harrison has broken through. He's at centre half forward. He'll almost get the distance from there. Warhurst getting back, got a hand on it. Ball lays close to the line, can't keep it in play. So Port were very direct in that forward movement. Fine defensive work by Warhurst, cut off any chance of a score. Throw in the left forward pocket. The difference is only 5 points now. They got one late in the term after the siren, in fact, and they've got the first one in the third quarter, Norwood, so that's pulled them back to this 5-point deficit. Murdoch under pressure from Ginniver rather knocks it out of play. So it's 6-9 to 6-4, Port leading.
Abernethy had a marvellous first half of football, and he might find it a bit harder this quarter because Steve Richardson has been given the job to tag him. 12 kicks, 4 handballs, Abernethy. Richardson found it pretty hard in the first half because he made those dashes for the open spaces, but his teammates couldn't find him. 6-9, 6-4, Port Adelaide leading by 5 points, 2.5 minutes, third quarter. Hall and Phillips over there vie for the ball, but there are plenty of players around it. The umpire has no hesitation but to come in and bounce.
The breeze has freshened a little, favouring the lake end, not a lot in it. Still unbelievable conditions for the qualifying final. A bounce down, half forward left flank, Hall. The bodies go in, Hall gets the tap away. Taylor couldn't, neither could Abernethy, or could he? In the end, he kicks a high one in towards Hines. Smith there as well. Hines comes out with a footy, or gave it away to Borlase. He didn't really need it at that stage. Scanlon to Taylor, deep in defence. Has to go hard after his own kick, which wasn't very far. Gives it straight to Abernethy. Boots it back up towards full forward, and Dowkin takes the mark right out in front. Well, for a winger, he plays awfully close to the 10-metre area. Right in front, 20 metres out. Dowkin, who's already booted one in the second quarter. 8th kick. Golf course end. Oh, gee, that's close. No, the umpire said it was home. Gee, went galloping for a while. Dowkin's second goal. Port Adelaide edge clear again. 7-9 to 6-4 on Seven's big lead.
Well, what a difference that change has made. Dowkin from centre wing was totally eclipsed in the first quarter by McNeil. He was shifted to half forward, and since then he's been a fine contributor for Port Adelaide. A good pass, a good mark, and a good goal to Port Adelaide has just steadied it up for them. They're 7-9 now to Norwood 6-4.
Well, that magpie is stuffed. The other one out there certainly isn't. I can tell you, they're playing pretty well. 7-9 to 6-4. Johnson and Hall, Rowe tackled very quickly, ball to ground, and Taylor can't do a thing with it. So we'll see another bounce. There's Richardson there alongside of Abernethy. He's got the job on him this quarter, but Abernethy's already had 2 kicks, and he just gave the one to Dowkin. Curtis into the act now, and off it goes to Harrison. The racehorse takes off. He's going to drop that one right in the square. Hines and Warhurst. Good punch away there by Warhurst. Left forward pocket. Umpire Kinnear will bounce it. Port Adelaide 7-9 and the Red Leagues 6-4.
The Magpies by 11 points in the left full forward pocket. A little bit of backhanded stuff there. Borlase and Justin, or no, Murdoch it is. Ball towards the line. That'll go out of play in front of Dowkin. Can't believe Dowkin's playing wing in this quarter. He spent all his time in the forward pocket. He's booted 1 goal. It's half forward flank. Correction. Yes, Peter made the move in the first quarter, and Russell even picked it up. That was great. Ross going through. Rowe, he can't get it out. Gee, it's untidy football at the moment. Umpire Kinnear will come in and bounce. Still in that left full forward pocket of Port Adelaide.
5.5 minutes into the quarter. 11 points the deficit. Norwood trailing. Phillips to jump against Hall, and Hallier went over the top. He's put it out of play. No, Rowan Smith trying to keep it in. He's succeeded, in fact. Got a boot on it, put it straight back to Hallier. Hallier deep in defence for Norwood. 6th kick, centre wing. Big leap from Stephen Rowe, not successful. Threading his way through as Taylor. Kingo Taylor forced onto the left foot, goes short and finds Hall. Not much meterage, but they've maintained possession. Hall asked to play on by umpire Kinnear. Puts it up very high. Well, Russell Johnson had his name written all over that. Gets it back to Fiarchi. Fiarchi's second kick for the afternoon was intended for Rowan Smith. Tanner got in and intercepted. Went back to Ducker. Ducker kick is to centre wing. Leslie's caught by Rowe. He's lost it. Johnson's handball went to McIntosh. McIntosh steams off through half forward. Boyd comes to get him, but he goes over the top to Payne, who fumbled. A bad mistake by Payne. Fiacci goes back with Boyd. Boyd goes for the line and will get it. So they covered up pretty well then. It was looking ominous for Port when McIntosh was steaming forward. They lost it in the finish.
Moving in on 7 minutes now, third quarter. Port Adelaide 7-9, Norwood 6-4. Leslie there, he appeared to have someone holding on to him. There's Richardson, he's caught. Got the handball out though, and Rowe couldn't pick it up. Taylor's in there. Umpire Trembath didn't play a push in the back that time, so he's going to bounce it. 16 scoring shots to Port Adelaide, 10 to Norwood. We're just in Norwood's attacking zone. Normally the crucial quarter of football, the third one. A lot of people say that games are won and lost. I'm sure they're all as all important as each other, but we'll see how this quarter pans out. Port Adelaide looking pretty good at this stage, Daisy, and just wonder how those three Norwood players coming back from injury are going to see the game out.
Pretty warm out there, Peter. This will test them, their fitness, but Port Adelaide, as you say, playing better. McNeil back to Richardson. Here's a player that's got to get into it. Maynard through. That's a great tackle. The umpire's going to ball it up between wing and centre. 7-9 to 6-4. 8 minutes into the second half. Qualifying final, non-knockout. As we said before, the loser will play the winner of the Bays and Woodville next week, and the winner, of course, North Adelaide. Into attack they go again by Harrison, up towards Big John Hall. He lumbers after it. He'll need help from there. Looks back to Warhurst, or put him in trouble. He unloads to Ross, in turn Scanlon. Off the half-back line with method. McNeil now will set it up for McIntosh. McIntosh is well shepherded as he whips out the handball. Michael Taylor. Back now, Scanlon. Norwood into attack, but shocking kick. Dropped easily there by Delaney. Phelps back in defence. Russell Johnson playing a great game, and Port Adelaide on their lonesome out at centre wing. Anderson.
Here they go. Borlase wants it in long. Anderson's 10th kick. Borlase will get a leap at it. No, he couldn't in the finish. Curtis did. Couldn't control the mark. Ross goes back to get it. Gives it to Warhurst. Norwood short. There's a bit of a fight on centre wing on the outer side. It's Anderson and McIntosh, but Rowan Smith has got the footy. Rowan Smith's 10th kick. Big leap. Maynard. Taylor caught, got a handball clear. Michael Ace at the bottom was, no it's not, it's Rowe. He's got the free. Michael Taylor comes out of defence. To centre half forward he goes. Johnson in the way, couldn't control that one. He's flipped it back, however, to Boyd. Boyd with great finesse, gets it to Leslie. Leslie handball finds Fiacci. Ran into trouble in the form of Richardson, but got it onto Abernethy. Abernethy's kick is a beauty to Ginnivan. He's played on, caught, shouldn't have, lost it. No free given, but Norwood rather will get out of it. Hall gave it to Ross, and now here's a chance for Norwood to go forward. Payne, Richardson on the run, been a pretty good player today. Tips in short, Ace, good lead and a good pass. Ace in turn goes short, that's dangerous. Rowan Smith, beautiful interception. He got it loaded. He's going to be paid the mark out centre half back. Great interception that, Peter.
Was it ever, and he's played very well too, David. He was the player right from the word go. He got 3 kicks early in the first quarter. He's been a good player. Hutton now marks it on centre wing in front of Michael Ace. Smith punches over the top. Ginnivan another chance now. It's Greg Phillips it is. He does most of the heavy work, but it comes out to Ross. He's caught. Gets rid of it very quickly to McNeil. McNeil concedes ground and goes back towards Baum, who couldn't half volley it. Taylor runs into a brick wall. Delaney comes out with it. Gets the handball out to Leslie. Quick kick away Curtis. Curtis thinks about it, then has another go. He's going to go for goal, Curtis. He's pushed it across to the left though and has missed. So as we approach the 11-minute mark of this third quarter, Port Adelaide 7-10 lead the Redlegs 6-4.
12 points in it. Warhurst gets the lead from Richardson. It's well put and well taken. Richardson inside the half-back line. Tries to give a stick now for Rowe. Ducker will shepherd well. Beautifully done. Ball in board. Having to work hard for it. Tanner got the good sit. Tanner now back to Ducker. The legs with method. Ducker took a long time to get rid of it. Up towards the half-forward line. Loose ball. The back of the pack. It's Phelps. Comes across field. Boyd well clear. Has time to have a look. Johnson's at centre wing. Richardson won't get there in time, or will he? Yes, he did. Richardson against Johnson. The big fellow did it well. Great carriage. Over the top they come. Stacks on the mill, and the umpire will ball it up.
Centre wing, grandstand side at 7:10 plays 6-4. Russell Johnson just getting to his feet a little gingerly. Umpire can hear to bounce it. Only 12 points in the game. Barn. Anderson a fumble. Rowe caught, but it will be a ball up. Line ball decision. Out goes Tanner. Umpire can hear. Happy, I think, to get in the shade for the moment. It's a fairly hot day. And a lot of running for both umpires. They've done a pretty good job too. Johnson at the back, got a hand on it. Ginniver, now McNeil, more great pace. Needs a set here, taps it on for Payne. Payne unloads to Scanlon, now McNeil. McNeil's kick is in towards the square, Leak wanted. Fisted clear by Delaney. Coming to get it is Hutton, under pressure from Aish. He did well in the finish, Hutton, to push it to the line and get it out of bounds. Left half forward flank, Norwood into attack, they're trailing by 12 points.
7:10 to 6-4. Port Adelaide player coming off. Hasn't had a big day, Hines. Lum is going to replace him. He appeared to be holding the ball, but umpire Trembath, I think he was unsighted. Ginniver tries to find Harrison, but it comes off him, and we'll see another throw in. So Lum is going to go straight into ruck by the look of it. Johnson has gone down to full forward. Smith, Taylor, they get a free kick. Umpire Trembath pretty consistent with those. The Taylor's at left half forward flank. The lead on from Ducker, but Taylor's going to go over that player. He wants Hall. The big chap has gone up in front, taken the mark. So a big chance now for Norwood to get back within a goal. Port Adelaide certainly hasn't got a good enough lead to rest on it. Norwood only 2 goals behind. This is a very important shot at goal from Hall. This is his 4th kick. It's a good mark in front of the pack, and a pretty intelligent kick too to go beyond Ducker. Hall from 30 metres has put it through. So it's his first goal. Norwood now to within 6 points of Port Adelaide.
Well, Hall having a spell in the full forward pocket, and the legs have needed someone who can take a big mark up there. Kelly has been marking well throughout the season, but today he hasn't been able to get his hands on them and bring them down, and of course he's sitting in the bunker at the moment. Hall up there, fine mark in front of the pack. He converted, and the legs are within 6 points.
7:10 plays 7-4. 14.5 minutes gone, 3rd quarter. Payne. Taylor caught by Anderson off. Robbing them was Harrison. He's had a good quarter. Sticks it in long for Johnson at the back. Here's a chance for the big fella. The handball goes back. Shot for goal by Dalton is okay, I think. Yes, it is. Dalton it is. Boots goal number 3. Port 8-10. Norwood 7-4 on 7's big lead.
Well, Harrison's done that a couple of times. He raced away from the centre there, and as we mentioned before, Hines off, and Lum has gone into ruck. Russell Johnson's back there at full forward. It went over the top. Russell Johnson ever alert. Slick handball out to Dalkin. Dalkin is a very clever player. Booted his 3rd. So Port Adelaide once again go back to that 12-point margin over Norwood.
Barm in ruck for the legs against Lum for Port Adelaide. At the bounce. Good one. Line ball, that one comes out to Ginniver. Hellier has to make the ball his object. Got a shocking bounce in the pocket. It's Borlaze. Looks for support. Gets the left kick away. In quickly, and it's Abernethy on this occasion. Takes the mark. 35 metres out right in front. Well, Abernethy will bolt the distance. And I suggest the kick won't be far offline either. Great kicker of the footy. Oh. Pushed it offline, I think. Warhurst has got it, but the umpire indicates that it went across the line for a point. Port move on to 8-11. The legs are 7-4. 19 scoring shots to 11, and the umpire hadn't quite finished waving the flags. The ball will go back to Tom Warhurst. This time decides to come to Murdoch, leading to grandstand side, and finds it. Abernethy, probably best on ground, is on the mark. The kick from Murdoch is a shocker, straight to Craig Lund.
just come onto the ground. He went straight into ruck, and Russell Johnston's gone to full forward. One kick is not a good one. Ross is unopposed and takes the chest mark. Now, he wanted to get on with that, been asked to play on. The handball was successful to Payne, who almost left it behind. Russell Johnson won't catch him. Payne bounces clear. He's got himself to half back. A little balk and a short kick has put it straight down the throat of Rowan Smith. Can you possibly believe that? This is exactly what brought them undone last week. Abysmal disposal by Norwood. Payne, they're working hard, but they're not finishing it off. Taylor, centre half forward. That will be a mark in defence to Phelps.
Good player, Jeffrey Phelps. He has fitted in at centre half back very well this year as Hutton comes away for Port Adelaide. Tries to give Delaney the run of it. He's got it now. It's a good player, Delaney. He's one of the improvers in this competition. Connolly's first jump at the ball wasn't terribly positive. At least he used the body to good effect, and there'll be a bounce down now on centre wing. 17.5 minutes, third quarter. Port Adelaide by 13 points. Lum came in late. Connolly, a little bit slow, hand to foot. Leslie looks it around. I think that might stay in. Yes. Fine kick. Superb kick, in fact. Dowkin is playing extraordinarily well too. He puts it out in front of Phillips, who hasn't had a big afternoon, but he gives it off to Rowan Smith onto the left boot, and that's way offline, a mile offline. It's out on the full. 18 minutes gone. Port Adelaide by 13 points.
Why Phillips didn't have a kick at goal remains unknown. He's only 30 metres out, certainly would have made the distance. Warhurst edges the ball out of defence to the outer side. Phillips will mark this one again. He's a lot further out. He's 50-55 metres. He thought about Anderson. Oh, he's on the left leg. He gets a nice sit in the left forward pocket. Goes for home. Umpire goes galloping. But this time Port Adelaide get a point. 8-12. They lead the leg 7-4.
Yes, we're coming up on 19 minutes. It's a 13-point lead after they led at half-time by 11 points. Warhurst will find Rodney Maynard, half-back. Ginniver a bit late. Maynard's got Murdoch short, or umpire got in the way. It wasn't well directed, but fortunately it went back to Baum. Baum thumps one forward. Ace, great effort. Great diving effort to get there. Ducker and Payne in short. Richardson on a lead. Ace's 15th kick. Looks for Hall. Can he get to it? He has. Made good meterage at the finish. Took it low down, and now the big fella's 6th mark. He's already kicked a goal in this quarter, and they need it here. Trailing by 14 points. He's about 40 metres out directly in front. Should get the distance okay. Kick number 5 for John Hall. Drop punt. Distance not a problem. The umpire's gone a fair way, but it's just snuck in. Second goal for the quarter. Second goal for the game for John Hall. Norwood inch closer. 8-4 to Port 8-12.
Very good mark by Michael Ace, and he normally does something productive with the ball. He did on that occasion. Put it out in front so that Big John Hall could have a run at it, and he marked it close to the ground. Prior to that goal, Norwood had 7 individual goal scorers. John Hall being the first player to kick more than 1 goal for them. Port Adelaide, on the other hand, have had 2 players to kick 3.
20 minutes into the second half of the qualifying final. Port Adelaide by 8 points. Michael Taylor run down brilliantly. Chance Anderson on his wrong foot. Makes a metre. Gee, did it well. Took his 15. Drives in long up towards Lum. Full forward. Big leap at the back. Ball Hayes. Ross on the left leg. Hooks it well. Well, Connolly can't quite. Fortuitously finds there Maynard. Now Taylor. Baum. Back to Maynard. Now Rowe. Norwood with method. Oh, Connolly's going to have to work hard. Phelps comes across. Great tackle. That's holding the cherry. Great tackle. 2-on-1 should have never been. And Phelps gets the free kick on the half-back flank.
Well, superb tackle it was. His kick is not as good as the tackle. It's wobbled towards centre wing. Baum held by Anderson will get the throw. Centre wing will put Norwood into attack. Duckers at centre half forward. Kick was smothered, although umpire Trembar indicating that the man was over the mark, so Anderson will have to come back 15 metres. Baum will get a second kick at it. Kick is in towards the full forward area. Big leap wanted. Hall went high. Delaney at the back. Got the crumbs. He stuck it up very high. McIntosh eased Harrison out. Went back and got it. A piercing handball. Taylor ran straight into Smith. Down he went. He's in trouble. The Kick came forward towards centre wing where Dalkin takes the mark. Dalkin has Darren Smith running for him. Barn caught unaware. Smith can go short. Ginniver's there. Murdoch from behind. Spoils well. He's played well today, Roger Murdoch. Under pressure. Gets one back towards centre wing where Connolly should mark.
And he did just that. Now Rowan Hellier runs through centre wing. A short chip away, and he's found McNeil. McNeil goes further with it to Tanner. Tanner runs through half forward. He kicks the ball a long way. Tanner, he's off line, I think, just with that. How much though? 8-5 Norwood. Port Adelaide 8-12. We're 22 minutes into this third quarter.
Well, Michael Taylor took a heavy knock, tried to crash through Smith and missed out. And gee, he looks very seedy indeed. Delaney kicks out, finds on the outer side. Lam Michael Ace through in the pocket. He's got Connolly, comes back in now. The big fellow Barm goes in with a long bomb, puts it right up towards full forward. Richardson in the front. Oh! Brilliantly done, like a rover. Goal number 3. The legs fight back. 1 point the difference. 9-5 to 8-12 on Sevens. Big lead.
Well, John Hall, the full forward, has made a big difference. He's just going back to ruck at the moment, but Barm has been on the ball, and while he has, Hall has kicked 3 goals from full forward, and it's dragged Norwood back to within 1 point. Great effort by him, and a great fight this by Norwood in the third quarter. They trail now at the 23-minute mark of this third term by just 1 point.
Norwood going with what breeze there is. But they had 14 scoring shots. Port Adelaide 20. Nevertheless, the Magpies by just 1 point. Craig Lum on the ground. Anderson drags it out of the centre. The quick kick away will find Hellier only. Hellier's at half back. Michael Taylor appears to have recovered. He's run into the open space. He's got the run of that one. Not a good bounce though. Not a good bounce either for Boyd. Ducker showing a great deal of finesse. And Guile puts it on the way. Hutton and Aish. Aish tried to grab it, couldn't. Now Delaney has to go into that right boot quite a lot. Greg Phillips now. If he's still at centre half forward, he's a long way from that spot. His kick into the open space sees McNeil, who's a real speedster. He's covered an incredible amount of ground. That's his 16th kick. Connolly's in the centre of the ground, and he receives it. Off he goes. On centre wing now, drags it short. That goes to Rowe. Norwood looking a lot better. Richardson ran past him, but Rowe elects to kick. Puts it up. Ace is on the lead. He's in front. Punch away from Hutton was a good move. Now Anderson. Anderson with his 15th kick. Puts it out there towards centre wing. Into the open space. We'll see a throw in on centre wing.
I agree with Peter. The legs looking a lot better. He'd like them to look better even still. What a great supporter he's been for many years. Throwing out centre wing, Port by a point. Hall against Smith. Close to time on in the third quarter. Rowe was smothered off the boot. Butters up again. Taylor. The running pass, Ganlon. Richardson wants it. Could get it. Half forward line. Here's a chance. Norwood with method up towards full forward. Barmer's up there. Delaney in front. Barm. Ace. Oh, crash. That's holding the ball. The umpire sees it that way. 3-on-1. Ace never a chance as he tried to crash his way through the pack. And the umpire gives the free kick to Port Adelaide in defence to be taken by Delaney.
Yes, Delaney it is, Ian. And these umpires have done a very fair job today. Hardly missed a thing. Centre half back. Leslie's got it. Kick number 5 only. High one towards centre wing. Big leap wanted. Phillips in the middle. Richardson takes it off hands. He's clear. Short he goes to Rowe. Norwood a big chance here. Rowe goes for Ace at half forward. Hutton getting back with him. Oh, Ace! Oh, what a mark. Too good for Hutton on that occasion. And now the chance for the Norwood champion to boot them into the lead. They trail by a point. He's been a very valuable contributor. 17th kick. He's only about 25 metres out, 45-degree angle. They've kicked 4 goals, 1 for the quarter, Norwood. A goal to Ace and they're back in front. Drop punt, won't come around enough. Point only, scores a level. 26 minutes into the third quarter. Porter 8-12, Norwood 9-6.
Well, it was David Parkin, the current Fitzroy coach, who said the third quarter was the premiership quarter. Has Norwood played a premiership quarter and getting back into this game? As I said, they're going with what breeze there is. McIntosh gave it to Taylor. Taylor tears off, but he also is offline. So Norwood have hit the front. They're 9-7 now. Port Adelaide are 8-12.
The last 10 minutes has been good. Getting on top now, but they are kicking with the last use of the breeze. As we said earlier, it's not a great force. Delaney to kick in. He gets a lead from Lum to the outer side. It's probably indicative that Johnson's having a complete spell in this last part of the third quarter in preparation for a big effort. That's kicked out on the full, unluckily for McNeil, and the free kick goes to Ginnivan, half-back flank.
Ginnivan now for Port Adelaide. Almost put it out of play again. Scanlon went to ground as Dalkin and he came to compete for the ball, but it was always going to be out on the full. So McIntosh will get the free, and Scanlon goes back to have a bit of a chat to Dalkin. Umpire Kinnear right on the spot, sorts him out. McIntosh to centre half forward. Delaney went high. The umpire's whistle is gone. It's going to be a Port Adelaide free kick for pushing. It's going to be taken by Jeffrey Phelps. He's at centre half back. We've had 27 and a half minutes of the third quarter. And Phelps is a bit lucky. He's not out of it at all. He bounced it and left it behind. He was totally undecided where to go. Then called to play on, and then they've lost it. Connolly to Taylor to Payne, and they could goal, and that's a magnificent shot and a bad mistake in defence by Port Adelaide. Payne kicks his first. Norwood in front by 7 points after a disastrous defensive blunder.
Well, it was, David. Jeffrey Phelps attempted to run away with the ball. He bounced it, but it didn't come right back to him, and from that point on, a series of Norwood players involved. Connolly to Payne. Payne is pretty accurate around goals, particularly on the run. Put that one through, dead centre. Norwood 10-7, Port Adelaide 8-12 at 28 and a half minutes into this third quarter.
It's a sign that says it all. Lum against Hall. Down goes Payne, in goes Taylor. Anderson with a foot, he can't get out, surrounded by leg players, and the tempo of the game starts to hot up. 10-7 to 8-12, the legs by 7 points, close to three-quarter time in the qualifying final. Almost back in the centre circle again. Hall gets the tap away. Anderson the kick away. Up towards the half-forward line. Smith at the back. Great mark. Plays on. He could get run down. Grubbers one up towards Borlase. Borlase 10 metres out. Oh, hits the man. Shocking kick. Rosson's in trouble. Here's a chance. Port Adelaide again. They've got to kick a goal. But the umpire has seen... Oh, it's a siren. Gee, aren't we getting excited? Siren sounds. Three-quarter time in the qualifying final. The legs 10-7. Port Adelaide 8-12. Five-goal third quarter by the legs, see them lead by 7 points as we start the final quarter of the qualifying final. Port Adelaide kicking with a breeze in this quarter. Johnson back and ruck, couldn't get the tap away. Curtis, Grubbers one towards Maynard, lost the footy, through goes Rowe. Left foot's one to the half-forward line, Payne out there with him goes Fiacci, or out goes Payne. Fiacci's given away the free kick, and that's the leg rover to send them into attack again from just the attacking corner of the big centre square. Payne has Hall to kick to at full forward. He's going for the big fellow. Ace is there. Hall in the middle of the pack. Oh, back there is Johnson. And he's played a superb game for Port Adelaide this afternoon, mark number 10.
Well, they went off the boil late in that third quarter when Johnson had to have a rest. He was injured, I believe, and Lum came on the ground. They've had to put Johnson back in ruck. Leslie got it from him. His kick is towards half forward. Barnes a chance. He thumped it clear. It's gone out of bounds. Centre wing on the outer side. Throw in there. The difference is 7 points after Port enjoyed a lead of 11 points at half-time. Greg Phillips a little late on the scene, but he got to the front spot. Now fists it back. Abernethy and Richardson. Scanlon handed it to Rowe. Norwood going forward. Payne. Oh, almost a mark of the year. Couldn't complete it, however, as Leslie bursts out of the pack. Gets a kick forward towards centre half forward. Awkward one for Hallier, but good enough to control it. Thumps it back to Ducker at half forward, or Ducker's clear. Steadies, 45 metres out. The kick is well offline. The umpire went a long way. He got a point. 10-8 Norwood, 8-12 Port. The difference is 8 points.
Well, they attack very easily then, Norwood, down the centre of the ground. 8 points. We approach the 2-minute mark of the last quarter. Port Adelaide will need to lift as Delaney comes to the grandstand side. Phelps there, couldn't touch the ball, and Johnston out the back door gives it to Rowan Smith, who kicked out on the full. Well, they're making errors, Port Adelaide. They've got their captain, who seems to be carrying a slight injury. And Rowe on centre wing for Norwood with his 13th kick. He's played a good game. Rowe puts it up high. He's had 13 kicks, 11 handballs. There's a free kick that will go to a Port Adelaide player in Phelps. Phelps centre half back. Bit of height with that kick. Darren Smith, yes, he will be paid. He to control the ball. Plays on now onto the left boot. The lead is on. Out comes Tyler, who replaced. Replace. Hines went off in the third quarter. He was replaced by Lum, so I suppose Tyler replaced Lum. Now, can he kick a goal? Port Adelaide trailing by 8 points. The Tyler kick is coming around, but not far enough. A point to Port Adelaide. 8-13 now to Norwood 10-8.
One straight kick, the difference. What a platform for a tight finish. Warhurst gets a lead from Rowe. Oh, gee, he's going to have to work hard for this. Close to the line. Now, who's he got to kick to? Has to change tack. Off the half-back line comes the leg rover. Kicks long to the lead of Ducker. Well put. Ducker at centre wing. Covers plenty of ground. And he's got the ball to send the legs into attack. Rowe makes a break centre field. That's where it ends. He's got no running play. I'll have to go back to kick long. Ross comes up from the back pocket, but Rowe elects to kick towards the half-forward line. Gee, don't know there's much percentage in that. Richardson gives it back to Ross. Ross has got to go back in field. Now Tanner kicks out long. Oh, gee, that's too far for anyone, I think. Ducker's out there. Boyd with him. Out goes Ducker. Here's a chance. McNeil puts it up. McIntosh. Ginnivan tries to run him down. McIntosh shoots. Umpire getting up to a brilliant goal. McIntosh is first. The legs 11th. 11-8 to 8-13 on Sevens' big lead.
Oh, great passage of play by Norwood. Superb teamwork, and McIntosh capped it off with a great goal, his first, and it's a very important one to Norwood now. It's given them a 13-point lead. They've got the first goal in the last quarter, and that's always a nice one to get. 13 points is their lead, 4.5 minutes into the quarter. What a great finish we've got.
Yeah, Norwood have had 9 goal scorers in this match. Port Adelaide only 4, so they're getting them from far and wide, Norwood. As Russell Johnson taps it forward, Rowe is caught. Maynard picks it up, gets it out very quickly to McNeil. He has played well. Ducker has always been able to find a space in this game, and he's led his opponent a merry dance. He brings it back. McIntosh is the target. Back goes Abernethy, and that's a brilliant mark. He can play on straight away to Curtis if he sees him, and he does. Curtis hasn't had a big game. Kicks that ball high in the air. That's his 7th kick. Well, that Phillips in front. By Trenbarth put the whistle to the mouth. He was going to play a free kick. Leslie to Anderson, who's caught Cole. Tanner had it, then lost it. Baum gave it back to him. And through goes Abernethy. Good tackle on Abernethy. Stopped him getting a kick away. And umpire Trenbarth is going to come in and bounce the ball. Good passage of play there. 5.5 minutes into this last quarter. Norwood leading by 13 points.
Looked all Port in the first half. Only Port kicking. Saw them only 11 points in front. But now they're down by 13. Another ball up by the umpire on the half-forward line. No, going to be a free kick, or is it? No, he's going to ball it up. Umpire Trenbarth. 11-8 to 8-13. Port Adelaide need a goal in a hurry. Oh, here's a chance for them now on the half-forward line. Dowkin on the left leg, goes in long. Warhurst is back there. Big leap by Tyler, not successful. And the ball tumbles out of play in the full forward left pocket of Port Adelaide. They're down 8-13 to 11-8.
Yeah, handy lead this, 13 points. 6 minutes into the last quarter. Port deep in attack, however. Need a goal now. Phillips there to compete against Baum. Rose at the back. Harrison, was it Harrison? It was Borlase, in fact. He went back and got it, then got caught. Kick forward, Warhurst coming to meet it. Pushes it out in front of him. Tyler got a hand on it. The ball has gone out of play, left half forward flank. About 35 metres around from the Magpie goal. They're trailing by 13 points. Anxious time for Neil Baum. Come from behind. 11-point deficit, in fact, at half-time to lead currently by 13 points. The Hallier smash is close to the line. Murdoch pushes it further afield and it's gone out of play.
8-13 Port Adelaide trailing Norwood, now 11-8. 7 minutes into this last quarter. Port Adelaide have, in the last 20 minutes of this game, have done very little. In that time that Russell Johnson went off the ball, it just hasn't been good for them. Curtis got it to Abernethy, Ginniver, Anderson. Every way, which way at the moment. They pay off though. The umpire is coming in and he will give a free kick for a high tackle. Against who? What is he going to do, umpire Trembar? Well, I don't know about all that. It's coming back to Anderson, whereas in fact the play went on. It was marked by Smith in the forward pocket, so they've helped Port Adelaide at all. Anderson pulls that one back, centres it, out comes Darren Smith, up high, couldn't mark the ball. Warhurst off hands, handball's long out of defence. Tanner it is who just keeps it in. Did that cleverly, brings it back to Richardson. He tap dances away and gives it to Rowe. Rowe now will bounce it through the centre of the ground. As we mentioned before, he's been a very good player. 16th kick coming up now to Rowe. He's run a long way. Kick on the way, and that's marked very casually by Roger Delaney. He's going to play it off, and the Muller player goes down. That's against Fiarchi, and that is crazy football. And your own player's got it. He's running to advantage, and Fiarchi put Payne down, and I would not be surprised if Russell Ebert, in fact he won't pull him off because I don't think he's got a player to replace him at the moment. Lum and Hines, I think, Ian, are the players that are on interchange. Doesn't give him a great deal of variety. So there we have it. Port Adelaide, we're going to run the ball out. It's David Payne who's got the free kick. His 11th kick. And he knows how to kick a goal. He won't kick one on this occasion though. He got way under it. Big leap down there, a punch away into the pocket. It's gone out of bounds. We'll see a throw in the left forward pocket there for Norwood.
The legs by 13 points, 9 minutes gone, final quarter. A non-mothball final. Throw in about 10-15 metres around. Hall in. Johnson. Connolly around the corner, smothered. Curtis back in defence. Michael Aish. Curtis. The umpire's going to give him a free kick. He worked hard for it. Hands it off to Leslie. Leslie in turn Hutton. Took a very heavy knock early but rode it well, and he's come back strong. Michael Taylor, well shepherded by Barn, gets the free kick. Rowe makes the break centre. Oh, he's going to have to work hard for this. Off the fingers, McNeil. Oh, dummies a handball. G took his 10 metres in, puts it up. Delaney can't quite, waits for the set. Hall, the big fellow, did it well. Here's a chance, McIntosh, open goal! Beats his second, and what a time to do it. 12-8 to 8-13 on Sevens big lead.
Well, Norwood are finishing stronger. Bit of luck in that, and you needed a little bit of luck to win a footy game. That ball was an awkward one for Delaney. I thought he was going to get clear with it, but it just fell out of his hands, and McIntosh was there to swoop on it, and that he did. He's booted 2 for the quarter. Norwood now a very handy 19-point lead at the 10.5-minute mark of the last quarter.
And Port Adelaide are going to have to work very hard indeed to get back into this. I know that Norwood are playing that well, mind you, but certainly playing better than Port. Again, McNeil kicks them forward. Fiarchi couldn't mark it. Payne fights hard for it. And also Michael Aish, who's played very well today. The umpire Trembarth will bounce it in Norwood centre half forward position. 11 minutes, last quarter. 8-13 the Magpies, 12-8 Norwood. Richardson runs away from Abernethy into the open space, pulls it back towards Payne, and that's pretty well put. Payne couldn't mark it though. Fiarchi can't pick it up. It's well done by Tanner. Payne to Taylor, concedes ground to Connolly. Connolly puts it out wide. He wants Rowe. Good punch away there by Delaney. He was to his back a bit, but not sufficiently, said the umpire. Hall it was. He gave it to McNeil. Big leap by Aish. Not paid. Good decision by the umpire on that occasion. Away they go. Phelps, and he's kicked it out on the full, and Daisy, Port Adelaide are making every mistake in the book.
Peter, they're starting to come under pressure and not playing all that well. Oh, Payne gets a heavy knock. The umpire's letting Norwood play to advantage. Tanner boots it right up. Michael Ace looking for it. He's got this one. Oh, the crowd, the Norwood supporters were disappointed when umpire Trembath didn't play the previous effort. But they can't take this one away from him. What an enormous comeback. Oh, Connolly. Gee, well, I don't know that he gained a great deal there. Ace's short passed. But as I was saying, what a great comeback after injury of Michael Ace. He must be begging out there. It's been pretty warm, but he's a very fit player. Connolly from point-blank range. Came on as an interchange player, pops it through, kick number 5, and the legs go on their merry way. 13-8 they lead, Port 8-13 on 7's big lead.
Oh, all Norwood now, Tanner to Ace, and then, gee, Port just went to sleep. Ace popped it over the top. Connolly had got down on his own, and then he's converted for his first goal. Norwood have got their 13th. Since half-time, they've kicked 8 goals for. Port have only managed 2 goals for in the same time. Norwood now 25 points in front, 13 minutes into the last quarter.
Well, the way they're going to win this game pretty easily, Norwood. Port Adelaide, for some inexplicable reason, I think it may have something to do with Russell Johnston, have gone right out of this game. They're not giving a wimp. Another bounce down. Umpire Trembath just a little bit closer to the Port Adelaide goal. Hines it is, who is standing on the boundary line there. So he will come on in a short while. To replace who, I don't know. Russell Johnson obviously injured. He's limping noticeably now. And he has not been able to exert the same influence on this game this half as he did in the first half. Abernethy is tired significantly too. Darren Smith punched it away. McNeil. Stalemate there at centre-half forward for Norwood, and umpire Kinnear will bounce it.
On the half-forward line of the legs, they're 25 points in advance. Gee, I think he does look stuffed now. I agree with Peter. They're going to have to do a bit from here to get back in it. Murdoch under pressure. Tanner took it away, gave it to Connolly. Connolly now, McNeil's going to have to search for it. Richardson clear. McNeil short of, he's got the pace to beat these two. On his left leg, puts it up in towards full forward. Michael Ace won't get there, Leslie will. And the Port Adelaide centre-half back takes the defensive mark in the pocket. Pushes it out towards Boyd. The back was Ross. Anderson's there. Thought about Harrison. McNeil again, caught on that left leg. Doesn't make a lot of distance with it. Puts it up. Smith in defence, fine mark. Rowe can't do anything about it. And Smith will edge Port Adelaide out of defence in the back pocket.
Hands it off to Fiacci. 25 points is the lead by Norwood. Fiacci's kick is into the centre of the ground. Thumped on by Russell Johnson. It's given Dalkin a chance under pressure from Hallier. Dalkin has been a good player since quarter time. He's got clear. Dalkin now from half forward right, puts it into the square. Leap wanted or going back. Tyler had a hand on it, couldn't complete it. They've lost it. And Norwood have done well to cover up yet again. Tyler a big chance there as he got that Norwood opponent under the ball but couldn't complete the mark. So there'll be a bounce in the square. Port to say they need a goal is an understatement. 25 points in arrears. Phillips with strength can't get it out. And again the umpire will bounce. This time it's about 15 metres away from the goal. Phillips in there with Baum. Umpire puts it down. Hallier went high. Stalemate. Hallier can't get it out, and umpire Trembath forced to bounce again.
8-13 Port Adelaide, Norwood 13-8. There's enough time left in this game if Port Adelaide is good enough, but she's not playing well enough at the moment to even suggest that it's going to get back. 16 minutes, last quarter. Payne again, who took a solid knock from Fiacci a little while back, but he's playing well. Warhurst did well initially, but offhand it comes to Anderson, who tries to measure out and does, and in fact finds Abernethy. Abernethy plays it on. He wants Rowan Smith, who's been out of the game for a long time. Free kick played by umpire Trembath. Don't know much about that free kick, but nevertheless played it. Paul Ace is the player coming off. So just hasn't been able to get into the match. Rowan Smith goes long to the square. Port Adelaide mark is going to be paid. A much needed one, Greg Phillips. And it has not been a big day for Greg. Nevertheless, he has the ball deep in the right forward pocket. Do they ever need one? Port Adelaide. I'll tell you to move. Hooks it around with the left foot and hits the post, nearly knocks the post over. Well, a little bit of bad luck there. It was a good effort by Greg Phillips. 8-14, Port Adelaide, Norwood 13-8.
Obviously doesn't favour the check side punt, but as Peter said, what a great effort. Well, the kick in is good, should find Murdoch. Gets a nice set. He got a chance to run. Lum won't catch him. He's well shepherded, or he gets clear of the shepherd and kicks long up towards Michael H. Hutton there with him. Phelps back in defence. Nowhere to go. Gives it back to Hutton. That ball looks out of play. The umpire calls it that way. It'll be put back into play between wing and centre on the outer side. 18 minutes gone, final quarter. The Legs by 24 points. And they look pretty good from here. But Port Adelaide's never say die. Get set on that. Johnson can't find it. Hall can. Connolly, Curtis. Curtis hooks back towards his half-forward line. Scanlon chances his arm. Lost it. Dowkin cleverly to Abernethy. He'll bounce all the way to goal. Ross comes across to claim him. All the chip pass out. Spoiled Harrison. Abernethy again in the pocket. Shoots and he's offline for a point. But what a great solo dash then by Abernethy down the outer side.
He's been their best player by a long way today, Bruce Abernethy. 21 kicks and 5 handballs. 26 possessions for the day. It's been a top performance. Not enough, I wouldn't think, to carry his side to victory. At the 18.5-minute mark, they're trailing by 23 points. 4 goals wanted. They've only kicked 2 since half-time, so that's setting themselves an enormous task. Connolly's kick. Johnson will mark this, and the pack, no, he won't. McIntosh off hands. Here you go, Norwood. On to McNeil. Rowan Smith just caught him. He's still good enough there to kick away towards half-forward. The mark should have been held by Phelps, but it wasn't. Payne, the crumbs, dishes out a handball to Rowe. Rowe comes back to Payne. Norwood setting up. Through half-forward he goes. Slips it to Richardson. Oh, Richardson in trouble. Buried off the ball a fraction and has lost it. Leslie to Fiachi. Fiachi's kick back to centre wing. Anderson in front. Tyler at the back couldn't. Hall will. Gets it wide. Tanner. An awkward one for him, but he picks it up well. Through the middle he goes. No pressure. Tanner's run a long way to centre half forward. Bangs in towards goal, but it slides off the side of his boot. It has gone a long way out of bounds in the right forward pocket.
Hasn't been a good day for Port Adelaide. They've made a lot of errors. Started slowly, got back into the game, led at half-time, but since about midway through the third quarter, hardly a yelp. Tanner looks like he may have sustained an injury. He's laying on his back at centre-half forward. He looks to be in a little bit of trouble, actually. Michael Ace playing for a free kick. And it's pushed out of bounds by Connolly, I think it was, and Fiachi also there. Tanner getting to his feet now, but albeit gingerly, he may come off the ground. Or no, he's going back into the play. Phelps over the top. McIntosh. Penetrating handball to Richardson. It's a good-looking kick from Richardson as he puts it right up to the square. Ducker has marked it. The finger-tipper to Mark Ducker. And this will certainly mark a Norwood victory here, because Ducker is about 10 to 15 metres from goal. And he's about to put them way in front. Been a good player today, Mark Ducker. He's will now take his 14th kick, and he really has moved around, and he's opened those Norwood forward lines right out. Hasn't been scared of doing a bit of hard work. Lines it up now, puts it through. It's game, set and match, no doubt about that now. 2 goals to Ducker. Norwood a 14-8, Port Adelaide 8-15 on Seven's big lead.
Yes, that was brilliantly taken by Ducker. The ball came in very high. Actually, he lost sight of it. He had his back to it for a while there as 2 Port Adelaide players looked set to make at least a certain mark or spoil. But Ducker just got his fingers to it and brilliantly went to ground with it in his fingers. And I agree with Peter, that's the ball game. Norwood 14-8 to 8-15 on Seven's big league.
Well, game, set and match, as Peter said. 29 points the difference. Johnson against Hall. Abernethy caught. Rowan Smith goes to lend support. Tanner a handball. Hall couldn't. Anderson beset upon. Umpire Kinnear to bounce it. 22 minutes into the quarter, and it's been all Norwood since half-time. Lum eased Hall out of it. Curtis, who hasn't had a good day, has been fumbling for most of it. Can't get it out again, and umpire Kinnear will bounce yet again. So Norwood, who got beaten last week by 29 points, have turned that loss into a victory here today. Currently leading by that margin, 29 points, as McNeil thumps him towards centre half forward. Fiacci against Payne. Leslie out to help. Got a nice bounce. He'll go over the top to Fiacci. McIntosh will run him down. He gets a kick away towards half forward. An awkward one for Murdoch. At the back, Delk, and then Tyler. Tyler gives it to Hines. Hines goes into the pocket, all but an abysmal kick. Puts it out of play in the right forward pocket.
They've made every mistake in the book, and that was Hines' first kick. Didn't really go where he wanted it to. Ross it is who brings it out for Norwood. Oh, a big leap out there, and that's taken by McNeil. What a fine player he has been all day. 27th kick. His first quarter was miraculous. Daka took a fine mark on centre wing. The umpire is saying that has to go back. Mark Daka, exciting young player. 15th kick. Didn't go where he wanted it to either. It went to Boyd. So David Darcy mentioned Port Adelaide haven't done much since half-time. 2 goals, in fact. Norwood 9. It's been an exhibition in the second half. Poor old Russell Johnson carrying an injury, unable to exert the influence on this game that he normally would. A neat little chip away there from Roger Delaney, and Harrison will probably kick a goal for Port. Well, would have been nice if he had it, because they're not going to win the game. Port really, well, when you compare them or contrast them, in fact, to last week, one must ask what has gone wrong.
Well, Peter, in my view, what got Norwood back into the game is when Hall went to full forward or forward pocket in that third quarter at the 12-minute mark. They weren't doing much up there. He kicked 3 goals, and ever since then Norwood have gained in confidence, and they've been far too good for Port Adelaide since that time. Delaney, I'd play that mark. The umpire didn't. Phelps, Connolly, head down, bottom up. Tanner can't get it out. Phelps gives it back now to Leslie. Can't get out. Quickly now Payne. McIntosh. He needs support. Gets it from Clavey back on the turf. The running plan now is Maynard. Maynard goes to Roger Murdoch. Gee, making a move up from the back pocket. Don't they like kicking goals, these fellows? He's lost the footy. Rowe hasn't. He'll walk into an open goal. Lay down Mazier. Could not miss. And that is Rowe's first goal for the afternoon. The umpire just speaking to the Port Adelaide defender. In actual fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he reported him. That's his second goal, and the legs go on their merry way. 15-8 to 8-15 in the qualifying final.
Well, Norwood again. Rowe in the finish, into the open goal he went. Rowe's been a good player for them today, his second goal. And Norwood have just totally eclipsed Port Adelaide in this second half. A mighty performance by them after they looked to be down and out at half-time. They lead by 35 points, and we're into time on the last quarter.
Lum in the centre against John Hall. Hall easily taken by Abernethy as he hooks back Darren Smith. Away goes Phil Harrison. It's not a much better kick than last time. Through goes Ross, slams it through the goals for a point. So Port Adelaide are 8-16, Norwood are 15-8. Norwood will play North Adelaide in the second semi-final. Port Adelaide will play the winner of tomorrow's game between Glenelg and Woodville.
McIntosh done some very useful things all afternoon. Gee, he's had 8 kicks and 16 handballs. This is his 9th kick coming up, or is it? Gee, Tango's this way and that away, did it well. Sorts out Clavey on the half-back line. Richardson makes the break. McIntosh gets it back in the 1-2. Now gives it away to Tanner. Tanner will go to the half-forward line. Up there is Baum, with him Delaney. Loose ball. Abernethy died out of the game a little bit. Played brilliantly early. Has a few mates who have died out of the game incidentally. Leslie out long. Tyler Lopes to meet it. Over the top, Maynard will give it back to Leslie in the double play on the left leg. Goes in long. Phillips over the top, almost Warhurst. And the umpire says play on. Scanlon wants a free kick, but the umpire's going to ball it up. 27 minutes gone.
15-8 Norwood, 8-16 Adelaide. Port have had one more scoring shot but trailed by 34 points. Bounce at centre half forward. Taking it was David Hines. Curtis now under pressure from Scanlon, went back in and found Maynard. And umpire will ball it up at centre half forward yet again. Port haven't kicked a goal in this last quarter. They've added just 4 points. In fact, they've only kicked 2 goals, 7 since half-time. Phillips, Maynard now, hands it off to Payne. Payne puts it wide. An awkward one for Abernethy. Richardson in trouble. Caught. Had to push it over the line, the only alternative left for him. The boundary umpire will throw it in. Norwood leading by 34 points. We've had 2.5 minutes of time on.
Well, they need to go through the motions, really. At the end of this game, McNeil, fantastic game. Marvellous player. Recruit of the year, no doubt about that. Passes off now to Claby. Claby's up. He leaped well, but couldn't quite take the mark. He may have hurt himself too when he came down. Maynard got it away. He found Connolly, who is finding the open spaces as well, and he gives it to Aish. Aish's game today has been outstanding. 19th kick. Harrison comes across to spoil Payne, which he does effectively. Ducker finally got it away. Boyd. And there'll be a ball up. In front of the scoreboard, 28.5 minutes gone. Port Adelaide 8-16, Norwood 15-8.
Yes, close to full time. Fine effort by Norwood when they seem to be the second best side up to half time. Scores proved that way, 15 scoring shots to 9, but Port Adelaide can only get 11-point advantage. They go towards centre wing. McNeil having his umpteenth. No, it wasn't a kick, it was a handball, sort of. Balm. Now McIntosh. Hasn't he come into the game when he was needed? Back to Neil. Perhaps this will be his umpteenth kick as he goes towards the half-forward line. Make that 29, close to the umpteenth. Rowan Smith has time. Who's on the lead now? Phillips, but he's going to give a handball out wide. Hutton is the mover. On the left leg, comes back inboard, and we'll find Curtis. Siren sound. The legs are through to the second semi-final. Port Adelaide face the winner of Woodville and Glenelg next week. And they've gone down to Norwood 8-16 for the legs 15-8.